Hello and welcome to everyone across the nation joining today's workshop on how to retrieve test results. This is Martha Perez with the CASAS Technology Support Team, and I will be presenting today's workshop. Now, this workshop focuses on filtering, sorting, and exporting test results. This is one of 23 complimentary CASAS Online Implementation Basics workshops. We highly recommend attending as many workshops possible to learn about best practices and ask questions to become confident in using the online system. Online help is available from our website, from training and support, eTest Online Help, and TOPS Pro Enterprise. You'll want to be sure and bookmark these as your electronic go-to resources. Electronic resources are updated periodically, so going to them will help to ensure you are receiving the most current information. Information for today's workshop comes from eTest Online Help in the Online User Guide. The guide has hyperlinks that throughout the guide to help you move quickly between sections. For example, from the table of contents, I'm going to go back to section 6, test results. Okay. Once you click here, it'll bring you straight to that page. Now again, you will want to be sure and bookmark these electronic resources and search keywords to pinpoint specific information when you need help. Now, before we get started, I want to be sure and point out where you will find access to CASAS eTest Online and TOPS Pro Enterprise Online. Okay, please notice the URLs I just pasted on the chat box. Now, this is the main domain name address you will use when your agency is set up with an online database. This is commonly referred to as the production server, where live data is produced. Now, for today's workshop, we will be using the simulation server. Okay. This is a fictional school called Rolling Hills Adult School. Now, the simulation server is populated with fictional data to give you a realistic training experience. Now, this is available to anyone wanting to experiment and explore our online system without risk of compromising live data. Now, you will find information on how to access the simulation server on our website from training and support, eTest Online Help, getting started, and download the document for simulation server. Okay, now let's begin, and please feel free to ask any questions along the way. Now, today's workshop begins the transition from using CASAS eTest Online to an introduction in using TE Client or TOPS Pro Enterprise Online. Now, coordinator or proctor certification is required to retrieve results from e-tests. However, any user that you allow may be granted access to TE to retrieve results with or without coordinator or proctor certification. Now, for review and to prepare for demonstration, coordinators and proctors sign in to access the CASAS eTest Online Management Console. Okay. Now, proctors may be asked to provide a list of students and test results from the session or time they supervise test administration. So, for simulation, we will log in as a proctor. Now, you need to enter user credentials. The agency ID for Rolling Hills is 4908. Username, you can use proctor and a number from 1 to 50. For example, you can use proctor 15. And password, you can just type the word proctor, all lowercase, and then click login. Now, test results may be retrieved from accessing the test sessions, students, and test results menus. Now we will demonstrate how to retrieve test results from all three. Now from Application Management, click Testing Sessions. Now accessing testing sessions will allow you to retrieve results per session. Now the online system keeps count of tests administered within each session. Now you will see the number of tests at the test button for each session listed. So this is for each session listed here. So now this is a test button. As you can see, this one contains a number. Now, because the simulation server database restores nightly to its original state, you may not see any current or not a lot of administered tests. But let's just click on this number. Let's just click on tests to verify. Now, a test results list will display for the session. This list will grow as you continue using the session to administer tests. Now note the difference in number of records listed to total number of tests that displayed on the test button. Now by default, only test results are listed and not results from locators because these are not standalone tests or reportable. Now the header for each column in the list is clickable, okay, to sort in ascending or descending order. Now, to retrieve results from a single testing session for a group of students tested on a given day, click the arrow at top left to expand the filter. Now, enter filter criteria, and then at bottom right to filter, click refresh. Now, on this demonstration, I'm going to select this locator and click refresh. Okay. Now let me go back to another session that brings up more results to be able to demonstrate this better. Now let's click on the filter and let's say math. So this is retrieving results from a single testing session from a group of students. In this case, it's the same student, but it has different modalities. Click refresh. There we go. We retract the filter. Now here we see a list of filtered results now displays in the testing sessions list. Now we can click export to CSV to save a spreadsheet of results for the group of students. Now, a word of caution when opening the CSV file is that you may need to use a custom format in Excel to keep leading zeros from being dropped in exported results. Now, let's look at retrieving results from the students menu. Okay, we're going to cancel that. Now, at the top right, let's click the back link and return to testing sessions list. Click the back link again and return to the main menu. Now let's go ahead and click on Students. A demographics list will display for students with activity in the current program year. Now again, this list will grow as new students are added to your online database. Note the number of records indicated at the top right of the list, 352. Header columns are also clickable to change sort order. By site, by student name, it can alphabetize, or by student ID. Okay. Now to retrieve results for a student seen in the list, click Tests at left of the student display. Now a test results will display for the student. If you need to see results from prior program years, expand the filter at top left and filter criteria, and then refresh. Click the refresh button. Now at top right, click back and return to student demographics information list. If you need to see results for a student not readily seen in the list displayed, you may also use the filter to retrieve results. Now, records listed are also exportable to a CSV file. Click the back link and return to the main menu. Okay. Now, from the main menu, click Test Results. The test results list displays records of all tests administered in the current program in descending order. Now, as with other lists, the number of test results will continue to grow as tests are scored and recorded in the online database. Now, column headers are also clickable. To retrieve results within a specific time frame, expand the filter and enter test dates. Let's select, let's just say from March 22, 2015. Let's enter today's date and click the refresh button to display results. Retract your filter. Now here is a list of tests taken between March 22nd and today's date. You can also click to export to CSV and save results to a spreadsheet. We're going to click the back link and return to the main menu. Now notice that eTest does not provide any reporting function. Now all reports are generated through TOPS Pro Enterprise. Now we will access the same information from TOPS Pro Enterprise. Are there any questions in regards to retrieving results from the eTest application? Now before we move on to retrieving results from TOPS Pro Enterprise, folks, do we have any questions? All right, I will take that as a no. Now, since we are finished working in the eTest Management Console, click the Log Out link at the top right and log out. Now, for security, exit the application at the top left, click the web browser back arrow, and now you have successfully logged out of the application. Now, to access TOPS Pro Enterprise for the first time on a local computer, click TE Client or Install at top left of the web browser window. Now, a client application will install in the local computer to connect with the online server. Now, a shortcut icon is automatically placed in the computer desktop. Okay. Now, if you're a user who will access TE frequently, you may want to pin the shortcut to your taskbar, as you can see down here, by right-clicking on the icon. Okay, so when you do this, you will pin the shortcut to your taskbar at bottom of your computer monitor for quick access when other applications are open on your screen. All right. Now we're going to launch our TE application. Okay, let's give it a moment to load. All right. There we go. It looks like we have a delay. Okay, now TE opens to a login screen similar to eTest Online, except that you need to specify the server from the drop-down menu. We will be connecting to the simulation server. Now, the simulation server has 50 generic accounts, each for administrators, coordinators, proctors, and teachers. Now, coordinators and proctors do not automatically have access to TE. You may grant any user access to TE with or without coordinator or proctor certification. Users may be granted limited access to menus and data functions in TE. Now, to demonstrate, we will continue to use our proctor account. Okay. Now, after entering login credentials, click Connect to establish connection to your online database. Okay. Now, TE opens to an empty screen, as you may see. Now, all data and reports are displayed from accessing menus along the top left. As you can see, proctors are generally limited to the menus they may access. Now, at top right displays logged on user, application version, and general screen controls. Now, to view a list of test results as seen in eTests, but now from TE, click Records and then select Tests. You also saw the limited access under our Proctor's login. Now, this will change with different accounts. TE functions like a web browser using screens with tabs to display information. Now, list of records display and function as if you are working with a spreadsheet, such as using up and down arrows in each name column header. Okay. To change the sort order, as you can see, we are alphabetizing from A to Z or from Z to A. Okay. And this points up or down depending on the sort order. Now, using the filter icon in each name column, we'll search for a particular student. Now, in the toolbar along the top, use the filter button to filter all records listed. Now, you may also right mouse click in a name column header to hide the column or show additional information or additional columns with left mouse click to select a column listed. Now, for example, let's split the name column to show first name. Okay. We are now splitting the first name from the original name column. Now we're going to repeat the same to show the last name on a separate column. Okay. And now we're also going to include show middle name. Okay. There we go. If you're satisfied with, now, sorry about that. Let's right click, use your mouse right click in the name column header and then left mouse click to select hide full name column. This will get rid of our full name column, and now we have split it into 3 different columns. Now, if you're satisfied with how information displays on the screen, you may save your customized column configuration. Now, at the top right in the toolbar, we're going to click the More button and click Edit Schema. You may have saved the new column configuration as your default or name your schema to preserve the default. I'm just going to leave it at that and say Save. Great. There we go. Now I'm going to close my lister here. Okay. Now, each time you open the TE client on the local computer, the customized list of tests will automatically open to your default. or select the customized schema from the default drop-down menu. Okay, again, schema, and you can filter for the customized. Now to display group test results for a specified date range, as we did in e-tests, use your filter icon in the assessment date. Oops, sorry about that. Let's show, okay, on the assessment date, we're going to click on the filter icon and we're going to go back to the same dates. Select today's date and you can click either on the drop down to see the calendar, or you can enter it manually as I did from this starting date, and then click OK. These are the number of records filtered for these dates that I have previously selected. Okay. Now TE gives you additional options for exporting test results. Export outputs the list as displayed on the screen to a CSV file type like e-tests. Now a third-party export also outputs the list to a CSV, but this type of file is only importable to an external source. Export. Okay, so I see export here. I don't see export to a third party. All right, sorry about that, folks. I may have to get back to you on this one. Now, print gives you the option to create an ad hoc report by giving it a title, selecting columns, and print or preview the report. As you can see, I can just type in a name and we can preview this report. I don't think I selected the correct ones, but at least you can have a scale score. Let me go back and we're going to do another example. Add all. There we go. This is an ad hoc report. Okay. Now, by default, ad hoc reports are saved as a PDF file. As you can see here. Okay. And you can use the drop-down arrow for additional file types, including the option to output results to an Excel workbook. Here we go. This one, this option. Where leading zeros are not dropped when opening this file. Are there any questions, folks, about how to retrieve test results from TOPS Pro Enterprise Online? All right. I will take that as a no. Let's cancel this. Now to clear your screen, you can click the Pages button at far right and select Close All Pages. If you're finished working in TE, then from the TE icon, you can either lock your screen if you plan to return and continue working. Otherwise, you can disconnect from the server and then exit the application. Are there any last questions, folks, before we wrap it up? All right. As you may see, each workshop Each workshop in a set of CASAS Online implementation basics builds on the last in a logical progression for helping you to get up and running with the online system. Now, if you missed a workshop, we posted a playlist from past recordings so that you may review a previously attended workshop or preview upcoming workshops. You may access them from training and support, e-test online help, CASAS Online Implementation Basics. You will find the workshop recordings down here. And you can also access them from our social media newsroom, from our YouTube channel. Okay. All right, folks. Please note the information I pasted in the chat box about our technology support team. Now, the support team is available to provide any technical assistance you may need to ensure successful implementation. Now, this email address alerts a support team that includes several members. Communicating to the larger group will help us to ensure you receive a timely response. Team members are also available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific Time, Monday through Friday. Okay. All right, folks. Well, we look forward to you joining us for the next workshop on generating reports, the intro to generating reports. Now, thank you for your time, and this concludes the workshop on how to retrieve test results.